The news are out, and aside to price increases, Hermes is implementing new rules in order to get offer a quota bag. So how to get a Hermes bag now in 2025. When I unboxed my Hermes Birkin 25, many of you asked me what was my pre-spend, what was my strategy to get this bag, and also which was the item or the items that pushed my client advisor to offer me this bag in boutique. And I will be answering all of those questions. But before we get started, I got a very exciting unboxing. My order has arrived from one of my favorite jewelry brands, IDYL, and you see me here all the time wearing my IDYL pieces. If you're not familiar with IDYL, they specialize in lab-grown diamonds and traceable solid gold. They offer white gold, yellow gold. They also offer rose gold. They are based in Belgium, in Antwerp, the diamond capital of the world. And it's not a big company, it's quite a small company, but I will call it more a family business between a sister, a brother. Each piece is checked in the atelier by the father of one of the co-founders. The presentation is always pristine. I always get a pouch and some sort of gift. Oh my gosh, this time around, oh, they give me this little travel jewelry case. So cute. Look at that. By the size, you may know what it is, but I had been waiting for these pieces for so long. In the first time that they launched, they sold out completely, rightfully so. But when you see these babies, oh my gosh, look at this gorgeous ring. They are beautiful and dainty. I got Melia and Ria. I will be inserting some images because if you were to see them in person, the way that the diamonds shine, they sparkle so beautiful, so much. And I wanted some rings in a way to make a promise to myself. There has been a few changes in my life, in the personal aspect, that to me this is gonna be a reminder of my promise to myself. And there you have it. Let's just put them on. So gorgeous. I love the way that they stack. That's another thing about IDYL. Their pieces stack so well. They have this modularity approach on their earrings. For example, you get your ear stud, whether the highest studs, which are a little bit bigger, a little bit brighter, or the smaller stud, and then you just need to get add-ons and you can just interchange them. The good thing about IDYL too is that they offer real diamonds but lab grown. That way you don't have to pay that crazy amount of money for diamonds that are mined, so they are more sustainable. And because all of their pieces are 14 karat solid gold, they are pieces for everyday wear. I take showers with my earrings, go inside the pool, go into the ocean without thinking too much about like, oh my gosh, are they gonna tarnish? Because these are pieces that they are gonna last you for a lifetime. They don't have any labeling. They are just created in a very unique way, and you can make them even more unique by using that modular aspect. I love this setting. It looks so precious, so beautiful. And I do have a discount code with IDYL of 10% off by using my code Jackeline10. I will be leaving all the details, the links to each of my IDYL pieces, my favorite ones, my new ones too, on the description box below, along with that discount code and whatnot. So I highly suggest to visit them, and I highly suggest to sign up for their loyalty program, because you will earn points for each of your purchases that you can later on redeem on another purchase. And if you're looking into something and maybe you want to send a little hint to that special person that you want something, they also have this hint of like gift ideas. So I highly suggest you to explore IDYL's website. But let's go ahead and get us started on how to get a Hermes quota bag this year, knowing that there has been some changes. One of the main changes that I think it could affect some people is if your husband was purchasing some items, it will count towards your pre-spend for your quota bag. Now it's not the case. I will be leaving an article about all these changes on the description box below too, because it's quite long and I don't want to deviate from how did I got my Hermes Birkin, my quota bag. I think the first and most important move on this strategy, it is to get a really good client advisor. But how do you know who is the right client advisor for you? Is by paying a couple visits to the boutique. Don't go just the first time and try to click with someone. Just pay attention to the person that is helping you. If that person is truly wanting to help you, that is interested on your business, that see potential of you, and present yourself the way that you are. Do not try to pretend to be who you are not, and be very clear. So just going back a little bit on time, I first started shopping at the Hermes boutique in Florida at the Miami Design District. And the lady who helped me, she was very polite, very kind. I honestly didn't went with any expectations or not even wanting a bag. I was interested in getting a click-clack bracelet, which I got. Love it so much. Use it a million times. You have seen me wearing it many times. And then after that, the Hermes Blushes Lunch. And as you know, if you follow me here, if you're a subscriber of mine, and if you're not, you're welcome to subscribe to the channel, because let me tell you, that is completely free. It doesn't cost as much as this thing, and there's no pre-spend. So go ahead and subscribe so that way you don't miss any of the uploads. But going back to what I was saying is that those were the main two purchases that I made on that boutique. And later on, I was looking for some other goods that were not bags, but I noticed that this client advisor, and this is not talking bad about this client advisor, but perhaps that client advisor wanted it a bigger sale. And I was looking for little things, for makeup in most of the cases, or for some earrings that they were not solid gold, that they were custom jewelry. And so she will never answer to me. And then I said, well, you know, I take my business somewhere else. So when I moved back here to California, I decided to pay a visit to my closest Hermes boutique. And I went the first time with my children. I remember it was raining. I was wearing clunky Ugg boots, jeans, a Michael Kors jacket from like way in the past. I mean, like, I was wearing the most casual thing. And I vividly remember when I came in, nobody looked to me up or down or you look bad or anything like that. But I didn't fit into all these ladies that they were wearing like the most beautiful clothing, and all of them, they had either a Kelly or a Birkin or an Elan or a Chanel bag. I was coming out of a business trip. I went to a show and I decided to stop with my family just like this, out of the blue. And I asked if they had a wallet. I just wanted a wallet. So the client advisor who presented me the couple wallets that they had available presented me some that I wasn't really like looking for. The colors were not right, and I kindly declined. But I had in mind a couple other items that they were not available in boutique. So I asked if I could have his contact information so we can stay in communication. And I told him that I live a couple hours away, so it's not easy for me to come to the boutique so often. Something that also has changed for this year is that you need to pay in-person visits. And yeah, that can be a little bit more hard, for example, for someone like myself that I live a little bit far away. So that's something that you have to plan within your strategy. So to do not make the story too long, I think I was happy to click right away with this client advisor. He not only understood my situation in terms of like how far I live, my type of job. I was able to talk with him about anything and everything, not only from my family, even from his family. So we really nicely connect, and just I smooth into the process. One thing that I really appreciate about my client advisor is that from not day one, because the day one that I visited, I was with my family and I didn't ask for any quarterbacks. But on my second in-person visit, I asked if I could start a wish list for some bags. I was the one that started the conversation, and he said, absolutely yes, let's start right now. What are you looking for? He was so polite from the get-go, and I asked, how long? How is the process? Can you please educate me on it? And he didn't mention anything about you have to have a pre-spend. He just said you have to become a loyal client of the house, and it will take about 2 years to get your first bag. And it didn't happen on that time frame. It did happen. So although the video said how to get it now, I think it's definitely going to be a process between the many odds. Whether it is on that particular boutique where I shop from, is a very competitive boutique, meaning competitive between clients, because there are so many clients within that area that are the uber rich. They are celebrities on that side. So you can imagine that I'm quote unquote competing with all these many people. So he was already ready to tell me it's going to be 2 years. In certain areas may not be so competitive, or in certain countries too. So that's something that you have to analyze. Okay, let's start with my pre-spend, and let me show you the pieces that I bought from Hermes, how much it cost me. And I know this may be cringe for some people, but if you click on this video, I'm sure it's because you are trying to look for strategies, create a budget for yourself, see if it's worth it or not to go through this journey, or if you're better off going into the pre-love market. Because the worst thing that you can do is to force yourself into buying stuff that you will never wear, that you don't love, that you don't like, that you don't buy with, just to get a bag. Definitely that's not one of the ways that you want to go about with. One of my favorite purchases, and one that you can see how much I wore these orange sandals. Favorite. This is the shade, I think it's beige nude, and it has been re-released. I actually saw it online. Oh, by the way, online purchases do not count on your pre-spend, because basically your client advisor is incentivized, whether it is commission or not. That I'm not sure about, if there's commission or not in certain. I heard that there is, and I assume there is. I had worked on retail, and rightfully so, but I know that there's no commission on quota bags. So you see, it's a whole dynamic, so they can sell from all different departments. But anyhow, if you buy it online, it's not gonna count on your pre-spend. This cost me $660. Then I bought a Twilly for $195. Another very favorite shoes of mine are my day sneakers. I have 2 pairs of these, each cost me $1,175. Please, if you don't like to hear prices, I'm so sorry, but this is what you came here for, to really understand the nitty-gritty here and see whether or not this is for you or not. I'm sure all of my subscribers, they are adults, and we have our head well put on our neck and our thoughts well and straight. This other piece I didn't buy myself. This was a piece that my son bought it with his own money for himself, and my children, they work and they save their money, they like something, I teach them how to invest. These are not investments. A bag is also not an investment, but he really wanted this and he bought it, and my client advisor put it within my client number so that he didn't create another number for my son. So I think this purchase also counts. He didn't buy the actual Apple Watch, but just the band. He really wanted the band because he already has the Apple Watch, and that was $849, I think, something like that. Then I bought the Chypre sandals, and now I think they are $1,000, but this was around $900 when I bought it. Then I bought a few makeup products. Usually I buy all my makeup from Hermes, say from Nordstrom, Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus, but on this case they had the products earlier than other parts, so it was like, okay, I need or want to review these products, so I bought it. So say I spent $230 because, like I said, I remember it was an eyeshadow palette and something else, a lipstick, I think a lipstick and a lip gloss, something like that. I also bought the finesse pendant that I still have, that cost about $5,600. A little square plate for $185. More makeup, and another eyeshadow palette and a mascara, total $176. This Ishap ring, which you see me wearing it all the time. I love that it is dainty yet a statement. It does have a few diamonds. It's super pretty. This piece was $3,175. I also bought a cashmere stole, which was about $1,000, a little bit over $1,000. A pullover sweater, which I have used so much during winter time. Great purchase for 1,275. A poncho that I absolutely adore. It's just so comfortable, so easygoing for $1,800. So if I count all of that, we are at about 19,000. And how much? The Hermes Birkin 25 Togo leather in gold on gold cost me in boutique in 2024. It cost me $11,400. So the ratio was 1.6, 1.7, and that is not counting a couple other items that I bought, like this Constance to go wallet, which is a great wallet for every single day, and then my Constance. So as you can tell, I have these other two bags, but it is my understanding that leather goods in general, they do not count towards your pre-spend. So that's another thing that you have to analyze, that if you are laser focused on just one type of bag, then I mean, any other leather purchases you can skip. Now, which are the items that I personally think it push my client advisor to offer me the bag? I don't think there's a specific one. If anything, he told me exactly the month that they were expecting shipments. That being said, if I go back in time to that specific visit where he mentioned this month is the month that we're going to receive shipments, and I'm sure that bag, I should be able to get you a bag, that means that the product that pushed my client advisor to present, because they have to present it also to the manager, the clients that they think that they have become solid clients of the brands, that they should be offered a bag from their wish list. So that being said, I think it was the Ishab ring. But if it wasn't that, before the month arrived, I paid another visit to my Hermes boutique. I was actually shopping at Chanel, and then I went to shop at Hermes, and I bought a few ready-to-wear pieces: the poncho, the cashmere stole, and the sweater. Those are the three pieces last that I bought before getting this offer. So it could be either the jewelry piece or the ready-to-wear. In the eyes, let's see, in the eyes of my client advisor could have been this. In the eyes of the manager at the Hermes boutique could have been a combination of, okay, this client has jewelry and this client has ready to wear. So she represents the brand. She is invested on different areas within the brand. Does it make sense? So I invested it on home items, on jewelry, on makeup, on ready to wear. So does it make sense? It's like the whole thing. It's not just like one item. Would I have gotten the bag before then if I was to buy immediately like a very high expensive jewelry piece from Hermes? Maybe so. Maybe I could have gotten the same year. But I have heard other people that they have done with that strategy, and they haven't. They still had to wait. And it could be, then again, that they were at a very competitive boutique, something that you really, 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 really need to take in consideration. Now, in short answer about what I think about this bag, you have seen me sharing my opinion in a favorites video. I love this bag. I'm very happy with it. Like many people say, the 25 bag, it doesn't go all the way to the crook of your arm. So it is a top handle bag. It will be beneficial if it will have some sort of like grommets on this side and this side, so you can like maybe purchase separately or upgrade it in a way that you can carry it crossbody. But this is the nature of this bag. So if you like this bag the way it is what it is. You can close this bag. It's not cumbersome, it's easier to close more than you can think, but it's very practical. That's what it is, to have it just like this. Okay, friends, I want to remind you once again to check IDYL for the most beautiful diamond jewelry pieces. I will be leaving all the details on the description box below. As per usual, I would love to hear from you. What has been your experience with Hermes? So leave a comment on the comment section down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel with the post notification bell on. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, it would be amazing if you can come and follow me there. And I truly hope that this video serves you not only to see the strategies, tips, tricks, whatever you want to call it, but mostly to bring clarity whether you want to jump into that so-called Hermes journey to get your quota bag, your dream bag from Hermes offer in boutique, or that is simply something not for you, or if you rather go that pre-love route, which is a great route to go about if you want a certain color, certain size, certain leather, and you just don't want to deal with, going into the boutique, spending your time, because let's face it, time is money, and you want to buy it pre-love. I will highly suggest to explore your options. Some of the most reputable places that I have purchased from different bags, Redilux, Fashion File, but always make sure you double authenticate the bag. And I have more about that in these other videos. So see you then.